The Flamethrower, a pretty overlooked weapon in the Ranger class that spews flaming hot gel onto any and all enemies that so happen to be within a good 20 block radius of the player. Not only is it a pretty underrated weapon, but also it's a flamethrower. Like, come on, who doesn't like a good old flamethrower? A couple weeks ago I thought to myself, could it get you through the entire game though? And that is exactly what we'll be trying to do today. To be honest, I was surprised at how well it worked, and I think you're going to be too. For those who don't know me, my name is Ishi, so please sit back, relax, and grab a snack for yet another Terraria experience. Enjoy. As you can see, within the first 20 minutes into this playthrough, I've already managed to die inside of my own home. We love to see it. The funny little thing I very quickly learned about the flamethrower is how excruciatingly terrible it is to have to farm gel what feels like every 5 damn minutes of my life. And since I'm lazy, I just don't have the patience to go around and farm slimes this early into the game yet. So in turn, I just die a lot instead. I blame the guide for letting those zombies into my house too, so I built him his own little hole underneath my base, where he'll be staying for the rest of the playthrough. I also decided to build a little AFK thingy-mabob, so when I don't feel like playing Terraria, I can still farm for gel. And no, I will not be telling you every time I do this, so just expect to see the number of gel I had to fluctuate throughout the video. If I told you every time I had to farm for gel, I feel like this video would get really boring really fast. So you're welcome. I started digging my elevator, and this had to be one of the most annoying mining sessions I have ever gone on in my life. I didn't have any gel for the flamethrower, so all I had to do was pray to God nothing would come to smash my face into the cold stone wall of the cave around me and proceed to call me names. But unfortunately for me, on multiple occasions, something ended up smashing my face into the cold stone wall and then proceeded to call me names. Don't we just love early game grinding? Because I surely don't. I hate it. A matter of fact, I hate it so much, once I got the lava down for my AFK thing, I proceeded to get up on my chair and leave my computer running. But hey, I'd say it was worth it, because after a long while I had enough gel to confidently conquer some bosses. First up on my list was the Eater of Worlds. And I mean, since the flamethrower is a post-mech weapon, there's no way I could die. Yeah, that happened. Turns out you can't use the flamethrower in water. No surprise there, but I was still kind of surprised. But after making an actual arena, I took it down fairly easily. I went back down into the cave, trying to answer all the questions you guys asked me, like, when will you finally upload again? And 200 days skyblock when? For those of you who are wondering, I don't know, but keep asking and it might happen. Anyways, once I got into hell, I threw myself into some lava and mined that smoking hot hellstone. Oh yeah, look at me. Full hellstone armor. I'm looking smoking hot. Meh, to be honest, this armor makes me look downright ugly, but that's okay, because it's what's inside that matters the most. I went to Skeletron's dungeon in hopes to continue my endeavors of killing other pre-hard mode bosses. Recently, I found Skeletron to be a really easy boss to take out, and I'm not all too sure why either, but after avoiding being touched to death by Skeletron, I made my way down into the dungeon in hopes to get a cobalt shield and enough bones for a sweet set of necro armor. Personally, I think it just looks like a weird gray Sonic the Hedgehog, but you know, it's pretty cool. Afterwards, I decided to head into the jungle for some unknown reason that I can't remember, and on my way, I got a very convenient message about the Goblin Army. Well, that's gonna be fun, but let's just hope that my NPCs don't get mangled, because I really don't feel like it right now. But eventually, I had to go back and face my problems. No, not the deep ones that haunt my soul and enter my head before I sleep, just the Goblin Army. So it's like pretty close to the same. After dealing with the Goblin Army, I dove right into the dark stone ocean of the underground to look for the Goblin Tinker. But when I didn't find him, I just worked on that hell bridge that I would eventually need to take care of a very special wall friend of mine. Only later after that point to end up in pieces after trying to take care of 3 very special metallic buddies of mine. I love how many friends I have who also love me and never kill me because they aren't bosses. And once I got fed up building the bridge, I drank the blue funny juice and teleported back home. And after some boring grinding stuff that literally no one cares about, I was ready to take on that sweet, friendly wall of flesh. And ladies, I know he may look big, but trust me, he doesn't have the personality like I do. I may be smaller than this wall, but I have a better personality, and that's what counts. Oh wow, I just got lacerated. But it was all just a flaw, because this is a no-hit, no-death run obviously, and I very easily took out the wall of flesh. And directly afterwards, I smashed the altars harder than I've ever smashed anything before and went on that super fun mining session. This of course brought zero pain to my well-being, and I ended up perfectly fine afterwards. And apparently I wasn't recording when I crafted my manly wings of the fairies, so I can't make my usual remarks about crafting fairy wings. How disappointing, am I right? Anyways, after spending a sad amount of time working on the arena for my little magnet-hating metal head buddies, I was pretty prepared to take on the first boss in hard mode. Oddly enough, I chose to take out Skeletron Prime first instead of the Destroyer? I don't know, I just thought it might be more fun to fight. And fun was right. For some reason, I really like the Skeletron bosses right now. And you shouldn't judge me for that. I was feeling pretty confident too, because I summoned the Destroyer right afterwards and absolutely destroyed that stupid One Punch Man wannabe antagonist of a boss. My ego grew larger with this surprisingly quick victory, and I summoned the twins because I've always enjoyed two at the same time over one anyways. And even though it was fire versus fire, I very pathetically died to Spasmatism, who has to be my most hated out of the two. My ego was very deflated after that. After crafting some hollowed armor, I ran it back again, then it turned to day and they flew away into the sky. Well, that's fun. After much needed rest, I took them on again, and this time I killed it pretty easily. You see, back in my day, we called that a dub, and a dub is what had been gotten. And what better way to celebrate than going into the jungle and building yet another fun arena that's so much fun to build to fight my favorite boss in the game, Plantera. As you could imagine, I did none of that dying stuff, because remember, this is a no-hit, no-death run, just like all my other videos. No dying. I definitely didn't have like any ammo half the time, trying to avoid the stupid amount of overpowered enemies in this hellhole. Please help me, I can't do this anymore, the pain, I need to stop. And then like definitely 5 minutes later, I was ready to continue my endeavors of burning the jungle into the ground with the flamethrower. As much as I love the Plantera fight, I just really don't want to have to fight her any more than once. And very oddly, Plantera was like super easy, like ridiculously easy. But hey, that's good news for me. The less time I had to spend worrying about a woman hitting me, the better, right? So I headed right into the temple to take care of our favorite Incan god, Golem. It's funny, I always end up having the most luxurious 5-star hotel type Golem rooms of all time. And look at this one. Is it not like the greatest thing you've ever seen? There's no way I can possibly doubt a Golem, and that is no foreshadowing. Golem was the first sign that the flamethrower was starting to deal like no damage. This fight took a little longer than normal, and that was concerning, because the more ammo I have to use, the worse. Not to mention that I'm only like subpar at dodging, but nonetheless, I managed to take out Golem. After spending my life savings on reforgers from that stupid little goblin, I started working on an artificial mushroom biome since I needed shrew my armor. So after building that and mining for some chlorophyte, I AFK'd until it grew enough, but once I was back, I crafted myself a very nice pair of shrew my armor, and in all my time in Terraria, I've never actually used this armor set. And it was pretty cool. You could like go invisible and stuff. It also looked sick. I never knew that shrooms would be so cool to wear. Anyways, it was time to take on the lunatic cultist, and I thought this would be a fairly easy fight, but I was wrong. The flamethrower's range wasn't the best for this fight. The attacks did a lot more damage on me, and I didn't do much damage to him. That's fun, isn't it? And after dashing into one of the clones, I had my body ripped in half by a phantasm dragon. So now I had to wait yet another day to fight him again. But luckily on my second attempt, he was down. So not all too bad, I guess. But then there is the pillars. Where do I even begin? The flamethrower was pretty much like kicking sand in their eyes. Annoying, but it won't kill you. And it was this way for every single pillar. I did so little damage compared to what I'm used to. It sucked. But after getting through the Sims, aka Stardust, Nebula, Vortex, and Solar pillars, all that stood in my way from the final victory was the Moonlord. Now I want you to take a look at the Moonlord's health bar for a second. I'm literally doing no damage. And because I'm like a level 2 archer from Clash of Clans compared to this thing, my body was very quickly sizzled due to the heat of the eye laser. This was going to be a fun fight. I tried again, and after frantically surviving on 4 health for a solid 15 seconds, died. And since I hate losing and still kept dodging Moonlord on this stupid flying mount, I resorted to the one method I knew. Becoming as tanky as physically possible against the Moonlord. And by tanky, I mean at least able to survive long enough to get to the nurse if I need my boo-boos healed. And after over 500 gel, I opened up his core. I was so close. This was it, but my ammo was running out. After fighting the Moonlord for a straight 10 minutes, I lost because I ran out of ammo. Thank you, Flamethrower. This pissed me off quite a bit, you could say. But after taking care of a few King Slimes, I just prayed that I had enough. And after a 13-minute long fight of consistent stress and intensity, I killed the Moonlord. Wow, that was kind of ridiculous, but we did it. We beat Terraria using nothing but the Flamethrower. And before you go clicking on this video, don't forget to drop a like and maybe subscribe, because these videos take me a while to make. Plus, it's just a nice thing to do, and I always appreciate it. And I know this video took me a while to get out, but don't worry. You will be seeing me again very soon. And until the next one, goodbye. Hi everybody. This is yeah.